Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Haley, and in this video is some realistic and relaxing nighttime tidying motivation. So if you need some help getting unstuck, then turn on some music, grab yourself something to drink because we're probably all dehydrated, and clean alongside me and let's get some stuff done together. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but nothing helps start my day off on the right foot like coming downstairs to a tidy home does. With 4 kids, things definitely get a little crazy, even sometimes as soon as we wake up. So to not add to the stress of the mornings, I like to wind down by preparing for the next day and making my life for my future self a little bit easier. And one of my own personal ADHD cleaning hacks is that I always start by cleaning up my living room first, just in case I run out of steam doing the rest of the house, so I can just come back in here and crash for the day if I need to. And we always start out our mornings in this living room, so as long as this room is always tidied up before bed, I can sometimes be a little bit more lenient on the other things I get done. And some days I just end up doing more than I planned, but overall this is pretty much my standard nightly routine. Again, we're just gonna ignore the couch. I know it's a hot mess and we really need a new one. We're looking into it, but I'm sure you know just as well as I do that furniture is expensive. And I've bought furniture off of Facebook Marketplace in the past before, but it does make me a little nervous, and we're also still trying to figure out what we even want in the first place. My husband is a big sectional fan, whereas I prefer to have a separate living room set. Our living room isn't super tiny, but it has this weird extra door by the kitchen that my current couch is blocking, and if we had separate pieces, that wouldn't be really an issue anymore, so we're just still trying to figure that out. I really need to come in here one night soon and deep clean the couch and the carpet. We do eat in here. I know you're thinking we should just eat at the table, but my dining room is fully carpeted as well, so it's just about as broad as it is long to just eat in the living room. I haven't cleaned the couch since around December, other than the occasional spot clean, and I honestly don't know the last time I shampooed the carpet instead of just spot cleaning it, but my best guess is probably a year or so ago. So I definitely need to work that into one of my nighttime cleanings because I like to let it all dry overnight while we're asleep. That way I don't have to worry about keeping anyone out of here during the day, since this is where we primarily hang out and this is where all of my youngest daughter's toys are kept. But that is a lot of work, and usually after I'm done cleaning for the night, I reserve that time for myself to either do some self-care or watch a movie or show that I want to watch, or get into some of my hobbies. I've been trying to find some new hobbies lately and trying to kind of find out what things are that I like to do, and lately it's been puzzles, reading, coloring, and like puzzle books. I haven't done too many puzzles lately. Growing up, my mom and grandma always did puzzles all the time, and they still do. But I didn't get into puzzles until probably like this past March, so I haven't been doing them for too long now, and I've kind of taken a little break from doing them and swapped with reading. I think going forward, I'm going to be like a winter/early spring puzzler, and then I've always been more of a reader during the summer for whatever reason. Right now I'm reading The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord, and it's been pretty good so far. I'm a romance reader, or like a suspense whodunit type of book reader. And as I'm sure you can tell by the title, The Breakup Pact is a romance, and it's pretty sweet so far, but I'm only about halfway through, so I can't really recommend it until I've completely finished it first. So I've decided I'm done filming long clips of laundry folding, partly because it can get a little boring at times, and partly because I've actually kept up on my laundry since about January. Crazy, I know. And to some people, this may not look like I'm caught up, but we are 6 people, so we make a lot of laundry, and this time last year I was folding laundry for hours because I would just let it pile up for weeks and ignore it until it was constantly in the way, and after we'd been digging out of it every day, and honestly, I just hated that. I hated folding laundry, but I also hated not having it put away. My husband and I even agreed to try the basket method, where you basically still live out of baskets, but in a little more organized way. So basically everyone had their own basket of clean clothes to still dig through, and at first I was just happy to not be folding the clothes, that I didn't care. But once all of our laundry was clean, I realized that we didn't have anywhere to keep all of the baskets with the clean clothes, and then we just had empty dressers and empty closets taking up space and not being used. And it wasn't until my 2 oldest started basketball and cheer this past January that I started staying on top of the laundry the way I have been. With them needing their uniforms every week, I really had no choice but to keep up with it to make sure they always had all the pieces of clothing they needed. So at first I started with every other day, but slowly have become like a twice a week or so, or until I have a full basket. Then I'll wash and put them away. And so far that has worked for me, and I haven't looked back since. My house actually hasn't been too bad this week. My newest nephew was born earlier this week, so we haven't really been home, and that's why I didn't post a video on Wednesday. And all of the time that we have been home, we spent outside since it's finally decided to warm up this week. And I spent a couple of days at the hospital with my niece, and it was really nice to get to spend some quality time with her. Admittedly, it's hard for me to spend quality time one-on-one with even just my own kids, so it basically never happens with my nieces or nephews. But we got to go to the park together, visit some family who live near the hospital, and go to a new library neither of us had been to before. So we spent lots of time together, which we haven't really gotten to do since she was a little baby herself, so that was just really nice. And here is the after. All in all, this only took like 20 minutes start to finish, which is totally manageable and worth it for me to be able to have a fresh start the next day. That is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again next time.